Welcome back, folks. We've got the replacement ABS pump, which is the right one. Part numbers match, and these two letters, which I'm led to believe are the most crucial bit, match. MJ. That's what we've got on the car. So I'm going to go ahead and swap this out. The only thing probably worth mentioning is the mounting points. You've got two little 10mm nuts, which are just underneath this servo. I'm going to go ahead and undo the other one, get that one out, and get this new one in. Right, okay, we're ready to get this new pump back in. The good thing about this is this has come from Nippon Auto Parts, and they've cut the old pipes off and left these nuts in, which has stopped any dirt getting in there. So that gives me a bit of confidence that there's not going to be any muck in there, and it saves me having to clean everything out. So we'll get them taken out and then we'll get this pump put back in. Right, so we've got the replacement pump in position, pipes are all tightened up, plugged in. Before we can test it, we need to bleed the brakes up, so I'm going to stick the car in the air onto my axle stands, bleed the brakes up, get some fresh fluid through there, and then let's see if it's fixed our fault. Yeah, so this is the Subaru famous 4-wheel drive system in action, look.
Done?
Right, for the next bit, guys, we're going to start bleeding the brakes up. Before I do this, obviously top the reservoir up as much as you can. Make sure the battery's connected, and I'm going to turn the ignition on so that if there's any valves in here that need to be open to allow the brake fluid to pass to the caliper, they can be. So it's how I've done it in the past. I'm going to do it again, stick to that method, make sure the battery's connected and the ignition is on. Right, we're going to start from the furthest caliper furthest from the master cylinder, which is this one. So sequence is going to be near side rear, offside rear, near side front, offside front. So you've got double on these Brembo calipers, and even the 4-pot and the 2-pot on the WRX cars. You have two bleed nipples, one for each piston. So start with the back one. I'm going to start by loosening it off, and then I'll put this pipe on, which I've fashioned up so it's a nice snug fit over the nipple, and we'll physically suck the fluid through. What's so funny?
Over the nipple.
That's what it's called, a nipple. We're starting to get some fluid coming through, look.
Yeah, I can see it.
Full of air bubbles. We want them air bubbles to disappear first. So we've got a good flow there now, for now. We'll move on to the front nipple, then we'll go around and top up any fluid if it needs topping up, and just repeat this throughout all the calipers. Houston, we have a problem. For all the love I have for Subarus, this one is testing me. So we've come round to the near side front caliper and we've had something of a uh-oh moment. I'm sure you guys can recognise that there is where a bleed nipple for the brake fluid should be. Instead, what we have is the remains of where it has sheared off. And to make the problem a bit worse, I've just tried to get the one at the back loose. It's difficult to see in the light, but it's pretty much rounded off. So somebody's had a go at these before, unsuccessfully. And now we've got a problem. So what I'm going to do is I do have some spare Brembo calipers from the version 8 that was stripped, but I have a sneaky feeling the 5x100 hubs are slightly different to the 5x114. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those anyway and take these off and see if the fitment aligns up. Then we'll just go ahead and put that one on. If it doesn't, we're going to have to send this one off and have the bleed nipple drilled out and replaced and get it up to working standard and then come back to it. So this, guys, is pretty unbelievable. We found the other hub and it looks like it would fit because the centres are in the right place for the mount. However, I thought I better just check and make sure the bleed nipples are free. Although one is on this side, the other one literally just broke off again, so we're back to square one. So I'm now going to have to try and see if I can get this one coaxed out, and if I can, then we'll look at getting this caliper onto the car and can get the job finished today. Otherwise everything's on hold until we can get the calipers sorted out. Well guys, that concludes this week's video. Unfortunately, we're going to have to call it a day at that and order the Brembo bleed nipples, get these old ones drilled out, replace them, then finish this job. Stay tuned.